Welcome to Modern Mystic Messages. I'm Teresa. Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on the video. And if this is your first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. In any event, soul family, I am very happy to get in here. Now, you already know when you come in here, you might get a story before we get this reading. So I got one for you today too, and it's a pretty cool one. Last night I did that the divine masculine reading, and it was a little heavy. Divine masculine is y'all going through some stuff, and I know it. I see it. Spirit saw it. We get that, and I wanted to. At first, I thought I was going to leave that reading and go immediately into this reading, but I wanted to clear the energy a little bit, so I did. I went to bed and went to work today. When I got off from work, or during my work day, it was a little slow, and I got an amazing confirmation from a beautiful reader here on the channel. I may tag him or whatnot in the video, but he confirmed something for me. Like, it was just such a resonant reading, and he confirmed that I am actually ready, because he let me know, he reached out and let me know how much a reading that I had done resonated with him. And then the trippiest thing, I've had some amazing tarot synchronicities, y'all. The most amazing one yet happened today. I messaged this brother after he had commented on my video, so I commented back, and we had a little bit of, mutual admiration for each other's work as readers and blah, blah, blah. And then when I got off work, he went live on his channel. So I tuned into the live. I usually take a little time for myself to decompress and mentally get rid of my work day. So I'm sitting out there and I'm chilling, listening to the live. And when I tell you, it was like he had been riding around in my mind for years with a steno pad taking notes. That reading could not have resonated more if he had known me for the last 15 years and I was sitting right across his table from him. It was the coolest thing. And so I was just kind of blown over by that. And I'm just chilling and all up on that. And then I decided that I was going to come in here and cleanse the decks and all that. I needed to charge my phone some. So I was going to come in and listen to another reading while I prepare for the reading. And I was led to a sister that I was recently led to in South Africa. And as much as his reading resonated as far as the overall picture and what's coming in my love life and kind of sort of the spirit, it touched on a lot of things in a blanket way, and it was beautiful. She went right to the core of something that's happening with me right now with the spiritual unfolding. She's the only reader that I've ever listened to talk. I mean, I heard others mention the Anunnaki, but she went straight to the connection with them, being initiated into, messages for humanity, everything that I'm being called into service for. So I was like, whew. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't carrying the energy of any of me. I didn't want the me show to be in the reading that I'm going to do tonight. So as I was listening to that, I cleansed the cards, my energy, the hands, all of that. And I pulled a spread just to kind of see what the message was going to look like, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a message for me, that it was indeed for the collective. And it's for sure for, looks like, divine masculine, because I could kind of see where we picked up on the theme a little bit in the beginning. But these are amazing. And so I didn't want to put those all away and reshuffle on camera. We're going to go with what came out as I was pulling those spreads, because you gonna want this. Like I say, spirit sometimes will give you a little bit. It's gonna give you the raw, but anytime they give us a spanking, they come back and give us a hug. And that's kind of what happened here, and I'm happy for it. We started out here with vigilance, truth, and truthfully, when they fell, truth kind of came in the reverse, but I really wasn't taking reversals on this deck, or on any of them really. But vigilance, truth, resolve, the journey, a lot of them came. The decks were really talky tonight. Otherworldly and reincarnation. Rebirth cycle. Yeah, there was a lot of pain, but Spirit is inviting you to close the door on it. Use it. Basically, transform it into something else. Transmute it. That's part of the spiritual journey. I know what you've been through has been kind of rough. And even with this otherworldly thing, we saw elements of it in the previous reading with the devil came out with and in that particular deck it did denote actual like spell work and that kind of thing. But we're finishing here with this reincarnation cycle. And then I got into these and we came right here, past suffering, past affecting the present, lack, betrayal, victim. But the message here with this card is let the past go. Excuse me. Oh, this message getting out. I don't care. My throat ain't been scratchy all day, and as soon as I hit record, now I sound like I'm got frogs in my throat. I'm so sorry, y'all. Wow. But yeah, then we came out here with South Node, comfort zone, resistance, fear of the new, clinging to old ways or situations. Yeah. It was a typo in here and it made it look weird to me. But yeah, clinging to old ways or situations. And that's hard for all of us. I mean, the planet is in Aries North Node. We're getting ready to go out of Aries North Node. But right now we're in a full moon in Aries as well. But our South Node activation and south of Aries is Libra. And that's about our family situations, relationships, and that stuff that really, really gets us in the gut sometime. However, this fear of facing the new, most of that, you've done the vast majority of this healing. You can stay in that exile in the cave and all of that, licking your wounds all day if you want to. We've done quite enough of that, all of us, me too, not just divine masculines. We all go through that, but in this instance, Spirit is basically saying, yes, it's a rough patch. Yes, it was real, it happened, ain't nobody trying to take none of that from you. But as part of your spiritual journey, you're supposed to grieve it maybe, but face this truth and resolve it and go through that reincarnation, the trans and otherworldly. I want to see what the book has to say on that, because I mean, there's a couple of different ways you can look at otherworldly. Excuse me. Oh, here. Yeah, vigilance is warning you to watch for potential danger ahead. Pay attention to what's happening around you. It says conflict may arise between you and another. Someone may not have your best interest in mind. Stay alert. I hadn't looked at these for any of these. I was going to save it. Like I said, for here, I just pulled the cards. And then truth tells you to speak your mind even when it's difficult. What you need to say may be ill received. There is freedom in being honest with others. Always act in accordance with your own values. Make sure you're being honest with yourself about a situation or relationship in your life. Do not deceive yourself because you're afraid of what you might lose. Right there. Right there. And fear of the new. Resolve says, because these are so quick, we might as well look at them. You've made the decision to go after what you want. Stay confident. Do not hesitate when you come up against obstacles blocking the path to completion. Never doubt your ability to persevere. Determination, hard work, and boldness are your tools on this journey. And then we have the journey. The journey is physical movement. It can be a brief change of scenery or a weekend getaway, a vacation, or long-term travel. You may relocate for a job or move into a new home. The journey can portend a long-distance relationship in your future. It can also mean literally shifting into what we're seeing with reincarnation coming. it can be moving into a whole different lifestyle and reality. We are shifting timelines here, and I think you're being called to make a massive quantum leap. That's the only way you're going to get past all of this pain to what you really want. You haven't been able to call the relationship and the money and the people and the love and the everything that to you that you want around your present environment. So you're going to have to literally quantum leap to another one. It's not hard. It seems when they put quantum and leap together, it sounds massive, but we make quantum shifts all the time. And once you get pointed on this way, you're going to do it. And for many of you, it will involve an actual move or change of job, position, lifestyle, attitude, partner, something, any or possibly all of the above. Sometimes you got to let go of everything. And just like I said, let it fall to the bricks and rebuild it on a stronger foundation. Otherworldly. Excuse me. The other world is the unseen realm. Otherworldly beings are divine guides. We are infinite beings in finite bodies. Create a balance of worldly, earthly, material, carnal, and otherworldly, spiritual, infinite, metaphysical elements in your life. Take time for spiritual practices. Connect to spirit, angels, and guides through prayer and meditation. Ask for divine guidance. Accept it with gratitude. Again, it kind of touches on yesterday. What does spirituality in the modern world look like? Well, you about to find out. You're being called to find out. So, but you're doing it. So, it's, like I said, it's not as hard as people think, and it's a whole lot more fun than people would ever imagine. Yeah, reincarnation is rebirth, integration. Allow the wisdom you've gained from the past to be your foundation from the future. Look at your life and see all that you've overcome. See who you truly are in the present. Reinvent yourself by integrating the old and the new. You are fluid. Allow yourself to flow and change throughout your lifetime. That's the only way to really rinse the pain of the past. Like you say, when you let it tear it down to the bricks, rearrange that, remix that ish, and make a solid foundation. That's the only purpose of us going through any of these tests. All the pain and the angst and the trouble and all that we go through, what would that be for if it wasn't to learn from it? We didn't come here to just suffer. Pain is the precursor of growth. It just is. You had to go through all them beautiful disasters and train wrecks and possible bankruptcy and maybe for some of you even some legal issues and whatnot before you learn and graduate from those lessons so that you don't have to do that no more. And it prepares you in knowing in experiencing what you don't want. It shapes a trajectory and starts you looking towards what you do want and gives you something to rise to. We talked about those layers of energy, yeah, and it's gonna happen once. If you can shift into more of a North Node energy, there's a strong soulmate connection, possible twin flame coming in, a spiritual divine connection, and you're in this attractive energy. When like I say, you can shift. Well, we're always attracting anyway. The thing is about refining your energy so that you like what you attract. But yeah, passion, mutual feelings, feeling drawn to someone is here. Wow, I don't know what in the world was going on with my throat, but yeah. Reach out. You've isolated yourself and are trying to do everything on your own. It's okay to ask for help, so reach out to ask for support at this time. Jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. This is that time. Difficult road. Spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things, walking the hard path in life. And then that came with the high road. Take the high road. You're at an impasse with a relationship or situation. It's now time to think bigger, release desired outcomes, and take the most positive course of action. Yep. This building is like I said, this car is a total loss. This building, yeah, bring in the wrecking ball. There's no more fixing it up. There's no more gussing it up. We ain't calling in an interior decorator. We tearing this thing down to the bricks, and we're going to rebuild it the way we want it. Ain't that what a master architect, an emperor, a divine masculine, a God man, ain't that what he would do? That's what you're being called to do, and you have the ability to do it. You don't know that yet, but you do. You do. You really, really do. We come here with the sands of time. I am patient. I trust the timing of divinity. I act when the moment is ripe, not early, not late. I watch and wait as the sands of the hourglass fall, knowing each grain holds wisdom. I do not rush my destiny, lest I forever lose this moment. And that ain't easy, people. Because I know we all understand we have a limited amount of time here, but even more than that, because we can get caught up in life and not realize that, like I said, we ain't 16 anymore. We all have that realization at some point. But we want what we want, and we want it now. We don't want to have to wait to graduate 5 bad relationships over the last 10 years and whatever. We want it now, and that's the rub. But in learning to put some of that at bay and do the work and the letting go necessary to get to a better space, like I said, trusting in divinity, there's a timing in this anyway. If you learn to manifest instantly, you would have more garbage than you could possibly know what to do with, and you would not be happy with half of it after a while. It would be a huge nightmare. You only think, as Abraham Hicks would say, you only think you want 15 cars until you got to figure out how to keep the engines from seizing in all of them and keep the tires rotated and the oils changed and all of that. It becomes a huge scheduling nightmare. Unless, of course, you got assistants to do all that. But then you ain't got but one behind what you need with 15 cars. I'm just saying. Not saying if that's your thing, do you, boo. But, yeah. Manifest some stuff you can actually use first. Light of forgiveness. I forgive myself and others. In forgiving, I forgive myself and others. In forgiving, I free myself. I bounce back from negative emotions and do not linger in dark places. My life is a light that chases away shadows. And if it ain't, get it to be. That's a beautiful affirmation. Yin Sanctuary is here again for you. I am refreshed. The Yin Sanctuary offers a soft and peaceful space to rest, like the moon over a calm sea. This divine energy restores my spirit and nourishes me with stillness and quiet. I listen to my body and seek the rest it needs. Somebody's pushing too hard, and somebody needs to reevaluate their understanding of feminine energy. We live in a world, and especially, like I said, this sector of the matrix that we currently find ourselves in the past 4 or 5 years has become very gender confused. I'm not talking about gender. And we got to go back to what words really mean and stop adjusting them just to suit whatever teenagers of the moment got parents in influential places, because that's how that kind of stuff starts. But yin energy, divine masculine and feminine, men, everybody wants to be macho and the man and macho, and we see even in homosexual couples, you see that dynamic where there's a gender role caricaturization almost of what people think masculine and feminine are supposed to be, that outward show of it. I'm not talking about that. We really need to understand on an inner level what it takes to balance divine masculine and feminine, because no matter what your gender orientation or sexual proclivity is in this healing journey to be the masterful creator you want to be, you have to find a way to integrate and use those. And very often because of social programming, I think a lot of men have a hard time tapping into understanding or integrating feminine energy. And I get it, because you don't really have a whole lot of examples of healthy feminine energy in this society that's very systematic. Feminine energy has been very much tormented or almost obliterated on this planet. However, we're being called to get in this yin energy, because that's the place of manifestation. Why do you think the Empress in the tarot deck is usually pregnant? That don't always mean she's carrying a physical baby. She's pregnant with ideas because you manifest from that sacral space, whether you're male or female. If you're male, you have to learn how to use that channel and how to open those. And we'll get into that more later, because I saw something come out in the cars. We're going to have a little grown folk talk. We're not going to get 18 plus, but we are grown here, and there's some things that need to be addressed. But we have here the elixir of healing. I am healing. To every being I encounter, I offer my unique gift. Others need my medicine, but I must first offer this gift to myself. As I share my medicine with the world, we walk the healing path together. Amen and amen. Ashe. Excuse me. Whoa, y'all, this is crazy. Now, I did the pyramid of insight, whatever you want to call it, intuition. Like I said, I expanded on the theme that they had, but even at that, the cards got even talkier at the end. But we just gonna put them down. In the first position, we have right here: the time is right. Seize the day and make progress on your soul path. And what's the cross that could hold you back? Have courage. Awaken the warrior of light within you. What's the bridge that's going to carry you across, so to speak? Flames of desire. Let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. And in the fourth position, I think it weighs basically on, it's the catalyst to how these two are going to go. It's time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. And then in the cross, we finish here with follow your vision. Never lose sight of what's really important. Now, spirits take out the door. This is when they got real talky, or they started to after these. These stay to the regular 7. A wonderful surprise is coming. Something entirely new awaits you. And the lotus within you awakes. You are a master in light on high. And we ain't gonna look at all of those, but I do. Well, we're gonna briefly see. Let me see here. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna cheat you. We're gonna get here. I may not read everything, but we're gonna take a peek at it. Yeah, this card will guide you on the path of the light-filled warrior. It indicates that you should fade. No, that's the wrong one. I'm so sorry. Wrong card. This cross reads differently. Yeah. Destiny is smiling upon you, and your soul path is free of obstacles, tests, and challenges. Take advantage of this to make some great progress now. Ask yourself what you really want. What will this open road, free of complications and so full of energy and creativity, bring you? What issue is important right now? Focus on it and open yourself to the divine forces and wisdom that will now flow to you. And if you don't see the path as an open door just yet, because there's some real 3D stuff you're facing, don't worry. When you go to your inner place, see it so. See this, accept this reading, believe it and absorb it, because as a man thinketh, so he is. So even if you don't see it gelled up into 3D around you, please understand, and I get it, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. But if you're on a spiritual path, if you know, you know. The time is right. Now, what's blocking your path? This need to have courage. Now we're going to go to 43. Yeah, you got to face the challenges. It says that the light-filled warrior does not become angry over difficult situations or attempt to blame others for their own suffering, the deceit, lies, or pain they encounter in life. Instead, they are courageous and overcome all the lies they tell themselves. If they lack a courageous heart, they will have no love of life. Your soul is calling on you to be brave, to climb life's peaks, and not to fear the lows. Everything helps to support the growth of your consciousness, the successes and the highs, along with the defeats and the lows. This card is asking you to not get caught up in crying over spilt milk or licking your wounds. We can all tell our story in a way that is very real and very true and may not be embellishing a thing. We can tell it in a way to make a room full of grown people cry, or you can tell it from the place of this empowered warrior, the person that has overcome this stuff, learned from it, forgiven, and moved on. That light of forgiveness is a powerful sword, and your enemies hate to see that coming worse than anything else. Oh, they love a fight. They'll stand there and box with you forever. Throw some forgiveness on them. You'll break them like a fraction. Can't tell you how many people that have hurt me, I mean really did me wrong over the past years, and several of the major ones that hurt me the worst have literally come to me sometimes after 15, 20 years and ask for forgiveness because their own karma is whooping their ass. I've never sent a harmful thought or word of revenge. My spiritual path won't even allow me to play with spell work or none of that. None of that. But I kid you not, people that I had completely forgot about, didn't think I would ever hear from in life, looked me up, went out of their way to find me on Facebook to ask to have a word with me and ask forgiveness for stuff they had done to me 20 years ago. Because it was eating them alive. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for a soldier, for a warrior of light. Now, flames of desire in this third position of, and again, I don't know why I went on with that, but I'm not questioning it too much. Somebody needed to hear that. Where you'll find the light of healing for the situation and issue raised by cards 1 and 2 is right here with 3. So the time is right, but how to get this courage to move forward, how to heal from stuff, not use it, like you said, kind of transmute the anger, the hurt, the pain into something good. And we come here with flames of desire. Let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. Let's see here. The blazing fire of love inside yearns for fulfillment. It longs for physicality, touch, tenderness, and sensual togetherness. It is the most ancient and a truly divine desire for fusion, the dissolution of matter. In our world, unfortunately, the flames of desire are used as a means to tie and bind us, which is exactly the opposite of what our divine source once intended for us. Sex sells is now our motto, or at least that of many of those marketing a product. And again, unfortunately, it works. These flames of desire are often used to practice black magic and to bind and ensnare other people. You've drawn this card in order to recognize the truth and withdraw from this false and destructive plan in order to live the pure divine plan of physical and divine love. When two become one in the blazing flames of love, they forget who they are. The self is dissolved and they become entirely consumed by feeling and pure energy. Search for the truth of passion, desire, and the flames of love within you and in your relationship. If you have no partner, seek out someone who lights a fire in you without asking anything in return. Now, I don't know what they meant by that. I'm of a slightly different bent here, and I'm going to have to speak on it. because it's something that's a little near and dear to me, and what I saw coming as far as the grown folk talk. Now I'm not part of, and I don't even understand what all of that, the whole no fap thing that they had a while back. But I'm here to tell you there is a power in controlled or abstinence by choice, a choice of celibacy. We're not talking about a dry patch or a dry spell where you moping around and constantly complaining and reminding yourself about how you ain't getting none. Not that. I'm talking about a choice to conserve your energy, your divine essence, with the understanding that you can't just give it to anybody. And when you're willing to do that for a time, you can transmute the pain, the hurt, the da 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 da, along with your natural desires. Because, like I said, this creative energy, you're gonna have to find somewhere to go. It's a man thing. I get it. However, if you there's a chapter on sexual transmutation in Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich. I think Think and Grow Rich was written in 1936, I believe, and the language in it of that time is it's a little ambiguous. But even in 1936, these people that were actually movers and shakers and these captains of industry and the New Thought movement and all that understood the power of sexual transmutation, especially if you're in an abstinent state, for men especially. Now, along with, if you are a heterosexual couple, there is something to be said about that manifestation in the alchemical union. There are adaptations that can be made for same-sex couples as well. We are reading here for the divine masculine, so I'm going to have to insert this here because I don't know when I'll get a chance to talk about it again. But I do highly encourage all of you, if you're wanting to become more powerful manifestors, to draw in this divine love. And now here's the grown folk part, what they don't tell you. And again, I don't have, right now I'm abstinent, so I don't have a real world working example to say that I can prove this. But from what was shown to me and a little experimentation and understanding from what I do know and understand, if you're willing to wait for what's real and get this energy place up to where you're being a willful, powerful manifester and you're calling that in with intention, when you do get with the like-minded partner that is truly your match, they have a phrase, they talk about divine yoni for a reason. You won't be mad that you waited. You'll be very happy that you waited. And it will be more than anything you ever imagined. So worth the wait. Unlike anything you thought you knew or experienced before. Divine union is different for a reason. We've been wasting our energy with people. You think about magnets. Some magnets will automatically stick together, and some magnets, no matter how hard you try to push them, you can't ever get them to completely touch. When we entangle with people in the wrong energies, we leave that nasty kind of, well, I don't want to say nasty. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those people in and of themselves, but it's not the person for you. And very often, if they're in a low energy and you've been manifesting these wonky people that hurt you and all of that, the pain signatures that are left, that's our own need for healing. Because truthfully, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, when we can get to a place of real accountability and honesty with ourselves, we know that the only reason that stuff hurts is because we ain't had no business with them in the first place. And we were trying to hold on to something we had no business with because we just wanted it now. And we convince ourselves all kinds of things are love that ain't real love. All kinds of hateful, disrespectful, disregarding, narcissistic, gaslighting type behaviors. And we think that that's how people are supposed to behave towards each other. But that's only because we haven't healed enough to learn how to love ourselves enough to allow our flames of desire to be fanned in the proper way and in the right direction. Because it's a powerful, like I said, it's a powerful manifestational tool when used properly. When just squandered, it's just a child support payment and a doctor's visit, if you're lucky. It's time for a change. Let's see here. Everything within you is calling out for change, as is your soul. New momentum is in the air and new paths await. Change occurs through change. Break down any rigid structures that can restrict you and hold you back. Begin with changes that are easy for you, such as cleaning the house or throwing out old things that you no longer need. Ask for a different haircut or buy yourself something new to wear. Do something daring, something crazy, something you always wanted to do. Then find some like-minded people to share it. Change is more fun if you enjoy it with others who also want to alter something in their lives. Talking about it will give you further impetus and strength. Now is the time. Wait no longer. This life is too beautiful to be wasted with avoidance tactics and putting things off. Otherwise, it could pass you by unlived. Whew. And then follow your vision was hard on the heels of that. So, spirit is real clear. You licked your wounds about long enough. You can take a little while longer if you just must, but when you see what's coming for you or what's possible for you, yeah, grab this. And we ain't even got to the other cards that came, and they just as juicy as this. You want this. Don't turn your back on this. Spirit is giving you a solid, like, this is a gimme. Take the high road. The wisdom of the wolf is to adapt to life circumstances without losing sight of what is important or straying from the path of their own vision. Trust your instincts, your inner strength and guidance. Safeguard your vision by establishing clear boundaries, defending your territory, and never giving others the power to unsettle you. Trust your intuition and never let anyone take that away from you. You've drawn this card because your forebears, your ancestors, are calling to you. It is time to rediscover your visions. Shamans and druids once wore the skin of the wolf as a sign of their great spiritual powers, leadership, and inner strength. This mission to follow your vision with inner strength now falls to you in order for you to achieve truly great things. You will need courage for the path ahead, and you will be granted a higher perception. Meditate upon it and open yourself to the light flowing toward you. You have the ability within you to expand your perception for the benefit of all living things. And when you do that, Spirit says a wonderful surprise is coming. Something completely new will appear on your soul path. It will take the form of a unique and magical opportunity, something more significant than it might at first appear, or an enchanting and uplifting encounter. It's an opportunity that should not be ignored. These are the moments that make our lives magical and worthwhile, moments that carry the promise of adventure and a song of freedom. What could make life sweeter than a wonderful, joyful surprise? But you have to keep your eyes open to it and acknowledge when you see a gift from the universe coming. I had something so cool happen to me a few years ago. It was a series of events, but I didn't even realize what was happening at the time. When I first started meditating, like I said, I just wanted to learn how to manifest money. I realized I was in a transformation cycle probably about 3 or 4 months into about 6 months into my meditation journey, and then about a year or so in, I realized that I was probably being led towards a path of initiation. But in 2020, well, let me put it this way. Every solstice from 2020 up until now, I've received some kind of a gift from Spirit in or around the time of the solstice. And in 2020, it was like for 4 days, and I had gone through a Christ meditation, and I cannot find that thing again on YouTube to save my life, but it was like a 6-week program of daily meditations and readings and all. And at the end of it, you were invited on Christmas morning, instead of doing like a traditional Christmas celebration, it was going outside to acknowledge and connect with Yeshua and accept your own Christed beingness. And shortly after that, I did that. Like I said, did the thing leading up to it, Christmas morning, all that was good. And a few days, I think 2 or 3 days after that, I think Christmas was on Monday that year. And on Thursday, I decided I wanted to go down to the beach. I live like less than a mile from the beach. But I went out there, drove out to the beach, thought it was going to be real, it was real foggy and all of that. And as I was there, it was surprisingly more people there than I thought. But a man walking down the beach that looked like what people see in traditional depictions of Yeshua. He looked like a 50-year-old Jesus or so, roughly. Got the brownish hair, the beard, everything. Him and his wife were walking down the beach, and we had a conversation about the double grand conjunction that happened that year and what it meant and all that stuff. And he reached in his pocket and handed me 3 perfect sand dollars. And the spiritual meaning behind the sand dollars symbolized the Christ story. That kind of stuff starts happening. We all want the wonderful surprise to be a model that drives up in a Lamborghini and rides off into the sunset with you and makes you an overnight millionaire. That might happen for one or two of you. I don't know. And then, if it do, don't forget your sis. But but more often than not, we'd have to learn to see and appreciate the smaller things, and then our manifestations. The more we notice it and see ourselves interacting with spirit, and spirit catches us paying attention, and they see us seeing them seeing us, it starts to become even more magical. But you got something coming in, and it's part of this spiritual journey and leveling up. And again, I don't know where you're at right now or even where you think you're at in your spiritual journey, but you're being called for a cracking open, an awakening that is going to take you someplace, I think, truly magical. The Lotus Within You Awakes was the final card in this deck. When you hold this card in your hands, all the choirs of angels will be looking down upon you. You are now ready and will surpass yourself and become an inspiration for all beings in all worlds, in all times, and all dimensions. You will awaken and follow your soul path as a master. And they talk about the image of the lotus on this card. The lotus has its roots in the mud of a lake bed and grows inexorably toward the light, just like you. It rises up through the murky water at the bottom of the lake just as you outgrow your base feelings and emotions. However, its final goal is yet to come. It grows up through the clear water just below the surface and finally unfurls its beauty, but only when it has found the light, again, just like you. Its fragrance, its true beauty, is at last released into the air, the element of pure thought, pure spirit, and wisdom. The path that it follows from the mud of the lake bed through the surface cannot spoil its faultless beauty, dim its radiance, or distort its bewitching magical scent. All that the lotus is, you are too. It represents rebirth, fertility, clarity, purity, and perfection. Its fragrance, however, is its true magic, as it transports us, liberating us from the illusion of time. Your soul is like the fragrance of the lotus. You can walk in all times, all worlds, and in all dimensions. You might think that you are none of these things, nor are you wise or are a master. But know that there is no time. Everything is now. Start to believe. You yourself are the light from the future that shines on and guides you. You have long since been a master in light on high. Some of us just have to get it out the mud. But and I love that the lotus represents enlightenment because, like you said, she literally gets it out the mud. Because that's what we have to do sometimes. Now, with the time is right, I see you don't see it yet. We're sitting here in apathy, 4 cups. But that's all good because I'm hoping after this message you'll start to see it and believe it. You're not just dreaming it or hoping it, wishing it, and praying it for nothing. You've been heard, my dear. We came here with Have Courage, Universal Laws. One of the universal arcana came out of this deck for you. This is karma becoming dharma, the rule of three. Source is speaking directly to you with this card. And then we have judgment right here. The truth, objectivity, and authenticity with these flames of desire. And stop guilting yourself out for having desires. I don't know who that's for either. But we spend our whole lives feeling guilty about stuff that's just as natural to us as breathing. If God didn't want you to do it, have it, or whatnot. And I'm not saying, look, I get it. We've been trained in our programming to be appeased, attracted, or desirous of some pretty toxic things sometimes. But you're not that person anymore. These cards don't fall for that kind of person. So your natural desires, there's nothing wrong with them. Don't be guilted out anymore, please. It's time for a change, and it's coming in, and it's coming in relatively quickly. 8 of Wands denotes rapid movement. Multidimensional. Yes, you are. Complex. Comprehensive, though. Yeah, follow your vision. And then with this wonderful surprise that's coming, Wheel of Fortune came with it. I don't even need to say too much more about that. Destiny, a new cycle. Yep. New opportunities. And the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles came with, like I said, they started getting a little talkier. So we got the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Pentacles with this wonderful surprise. And then with the Lotus, I couldn't decide on it. It was like, and so when like one came and then I pulled the other one, I'm like, oh, yeah. So with the Lotus, this rebirth, this coming up out the mud, we have Galactic Souls, the Strength card, and basically those are the cosmic children, the volunteers. I told you what you're here for. You ain't no regular degular. We got Strength card and then the 6 of Pentacles. That's that humanitarian work. Yeah. You a legend and don't even know it yet, but a spiritual legend. You're going to do some physical, material things, but you're doing them for the right reasons, and that's why you're going to be a spiritual legend. Because you can have it all. That's why I say spirituality in the modern world doesn't look like lack. It doesn't look like deprivation. It don't even look like celibacy. That's lies that religion done fettered people down with. And you know one of the reasons why they do that? Number one, it was for control and guilt. But number two, the folks that gave us the rule book, they fully understand and know why they cut the parts out that they cut out of the instruction manual. Sexual energy is the most powerful energy on this planet. And if we understood how to use it properly, they never could have enchained us in the slavery of religion and servitude. But it's time for you to reclaim your power and understand what you got there. It ain't just for kicks and giggles. You're a star child. And your time is now. This is under spiritual decree. Witness universal laws and just have courage. Master healing is here with the flames of desire and judgment. The third ray of creative intelligence is here with this time for change. Key of light is here with multidimensional and following your vision. The first ray of power and the second ray of wisdom are here with the Wheel of Fortune and the 8 of Pearls. And then we have the 5th ray of intellectual knowledge and Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael with the Lotus Wakens and these galactic souls. And I want to take a look at some of those as well, because these messages be going like all the way in, and you definitely need to hear what they got to say for you, because I know the sister had to be channeling a lot of this. I can't even imagine how many years it took her to compile all this information that's in this book. This deck is awesome. Star Child, the light of the stars exists in you. The earth wants you to share that light with humanity. You were asked to understand that you were meant to be here, that you have spiritual work to accomplish. Give up the idea that you belong somewhere else, to another home in the stars. Instead, let the starlight of your inner being shine here on earth, where it shall make such a positive difference in the world. Fall in love with earth's beauty. She can and will support you in all ways. So ground yourself. And the time is now. Come out of this apathy. Get busy. You got a lot to look forward to and a lot you can build. Think about it. We get out, we go to school for 12 to 18 years, some of us 20 years if we go follow like master programs to become doctors, lawyers, things like that. All to go and work for another 20, 30 years for somebody else. So just to have the basics in life, we're willing to basically give up half of our life sitting in a chair to learn how to get the privilege to go and work for somebody else. Don't you think that it's time to invest in yourself the same way? Even for a fraction of that time. Especially, like you say, if you're healing from troubled relationships and life ain't going right and toxic family and the job jacked up and all of that stuff, if you take a time out and do it the right way and build on that solid foundation, man, you come out of that thing a beast and can have and manifest anything you want. Ain't that worth putting a little work in for yourself? And I know men tend to be more rational. Women get emotional and we get caught up in the, but I can't and he hurt me. You gonna do that for a little while too, but masculines will finally figure out, you know what? That chick wasn't for me anyway. That dude wasn't right for me anyway. I'll get over it. It hurts, but eventually, in order to get on with your life, you have to get over it. And that ability to recover quicker will serve you well with this, because Spirit is basically saying you can turn that angst into passion. Use it for your good. Spiritual decree is here with the universal laws, and it's have courage. Excuse me. You've been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. Oh my goodness. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheels in motion? If your answer is yes, then it's time to speak your truth to the universe. Decree it, and you shall be it. You've been praying for help, asking for a map, and wanting directions. You are wise in the ways of the responsive, responsive approach to life. It is spiritually mature to trust the greater guiding power of the divine to direct your course, and yet the wishes in your heart are part of how that happens. Divine destiny is not something that just happens to you, but is something that you co-create as a living spiritual being with free will and divine love beating in your heart. Yep, you're being honored for your ability to ask for guidance and wait for signs. You're also being asked to set intention and develop faith in yourself, to trust in what your heart yearns for what you love so much that you're willing to go through the discomfort of growth to see it come to life. Wow. It is time for you to have the experience of seeing your intention blossom into manifestation. This does not mean that you have to make things happen. You're not responsible for how your manifestation occurs. The universe unfolds according to its own genius, of course, but you are responsible for the words, beliefs, and intentions you express that are the seeds of your personal creations. The universe then responds in its own wise and powerful way. When this oracle card comes to you, it is time to speak your truth. Wow, wow, wow. And I said, like I said, I should probably just read the book and cut, because I didn't even, yeah. Wow. 33, excuse me. Master Healing. As you meditate, remain true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path. You become an increasingly powerful healer. You are here to live your own life, to be true to what genuinely moves you. The unconditionally loving guide and ascended Master Serapis Bey comes to you now with a blessing of Master Healing to further your success on your path. And it talks about not worrying about living up to the expectations of others, but like you say, following your path. We're not going down those dark paths anymore. Enough people have tried to run us off into the tree long enough. And if you've been on the road of trying to do it everybody's way and getting along to get along and just all of that, and it ain't working, eventually, like I said, take the real wheels. And if you run off the road one more time, so what? You done ran off the road falling behind everybody else all these many times. One more. You might get it right, though. You might actually be able to hold the wheel and get where you want to go. Spirit is saying you can. As soon as you stop letting other people drive your car, you'll get to your destination. It's time for a change with this third ray of creative intelligence. The third ray of creative intelligence brings the gift of practical spirituality and develops the talent for grounding inspired creativity into the world. It empowers your manifestation. This ray brings many gifts, including new ideas and the practical support needed to bring them to life. The ability to organize, make connections and networks, and synthesize information from various sources into one coherent whole. Archangel Chamuel helps you receive this gift from the universe with love and intelligence. It talks about giving you the drive and the means to implement your plan. When this ray is active in our lives, we want to take action, bring something to life, not just to know or feel, but to do. When this oracle comes, a message about taking action and believing that even the most inspired and spiritual ideas can have practical purpose in the world. Your visions and ideas can and should be worked with so that they can manifest. And it says you must believe in your capability and competence, your confidence and practical down-to-earth common sense, even if these are not always your strongest qualities. If you doubt your ability to achieve all that you dream of, remember that sometimes the universe puts dreams in our hearts to help us develop strengths that are dormant within us. This can bring to life a whole new slew of abilities and talents we didn't know we had. We are given nudges in life to discover what we're made of, which can be so much more than we might have initially believed. Wow. And then Key of Light with this multidimensional and following your vision. And I appreciate y'all hanging out with me to read these. They're just, the messages are too pointed and too good not to. I'm not reading everything from the book, but we had to at least get the key takeaways on this, because yeah, like I say, they gave us the dirty, but they giving us this is beautiful. Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the Key of Light. This key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement. physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. Archangel Michael has a message for you. You have the power of the divine in you. You have the ability to free yourself no matter whether it seems that another person, a set of circumstances, or the entire world holds more power than you. Your power of freedom is unconditional. It doesn't require that outer circumstances change in order for you to be free, though as you choose freedom, outer circumstances often change radically. And to use the key of light, it says it means staying true to what you know for yourself, which follows right in line with is following your vision. Do not cave in to naysayers and fear generators. Most especially, do not collapse under your own old fears or doubts. Gently and persistently cleaving to the light within you will bring you through any apparent obstacle, free you from any apparent prison, and ensure your divine destiny is fulfilled. All doors shall be open to you. You are being given the gift of unconditional grace. Wow. Radiate love from your center. That is your way. Ooh, child. I'm loving that. I am absolutely loving that. And then with this wonderful surprise that's coming, how you gonna be appointed with that? The first ray of power. I'll get both of these because the first ray of power is energy of conscious destruction. It can be used in a healthy way to eliminate the past and allow for a fresh start. The first ray also carries the frequency of leadership. It can assist you to stand in the truth of your light so others can find their way by it. It helps to strengthen your willpower so you can accomplish any task you choose. The Ascended Master El Morya brings you his particular blessing and encourages you to believe in your own strength and take the initiative on what matters most to you. If you're confused about which path to take or whether to continue a certain relationship, course of action, or lifestyle choice, the first ray of power will clarify matters for you. When it moves through our lives, whatever is holding us back will be removed, either through circumstances unseemingly beyond our own control or by our own actions based on a sudden inner knowing. When the first ray of power is indicated, a long-term plan that was once important to you may suddenly seem as though it needs to change or be released altogether. Or you may suddenly get the motivation to go for something you've been dreaming of for a long time. Once this ray affects your life, your understanding of what is helpful and what is not can change overnight. The changes will feel very true, freeing, and helpful. Those people, dreams, and opportunities that remain in your life afterwards have survived the onslaught of divine will. This means that the universe is confirming that they are meant to be part of your journey at this time. The first ray of power also relates to matters of leadership and politics. Be open as to how your spiritual journey might be helpful in the world of politics, whether that be through aligning yourself with a cause that resonates deeply in your heart, or through bringing a more open and discerning viewpoint into the often deceptive world of politics. Speaking your truth will be very helpful at this time, not only for you, but also for those around you who are willing to hear your voice and make their own choices from a clearer place within. Don't be afraid to be heard. Now, I'm going to say this because I'm saying it from a different spiritual vantage point. I've never really been part of the politics of the world, and especially now I see how corrupt and evil they are. But I also realize that the only way for change, the whole entire political structure is going to be revamped, but we still need leadership. Administratively, we can't effectively organize and orchestrate 8 billion people on this planet without some kind of administrative hierarchy in place. to make rules, see that things get done, organize the trash trucks to pick up the deliveries and make sure that the people that are doing that get paid, those sorts of things. So we do need some form of, I don't even want to say government, because when you ascend, like you say, you don't need a governor, but you do need administrators. So there is room for light workers in the political arena. That's going to have to happen. So don't feel bad if you feel a leaning towards that, and don't let other so-called spirit, and I'm not going to say so-called, because everybody's at their own place of understanding. Just because somebody is super anti-political doesn't mean they're not spiritual, because it depends on what they're looking at as far as politics. As far as the choices that we have in office today all around the world, I'd have to say a hearty resounding no as well. But however, the builders of New Earth are going to have leaders in place, and you may be being called to step up to be one of them in the transition phase. Just putting it out there for somebody. That may not be for everybody. That might only be for one person that hears this message. Because like I said, politics ain't my thing. I hadn't even planned on reading that part of the book, but I found myself reading through anyway, so I know somebody has a mind for politics out here, and Spirit is saying yes, but do it the right way. Come at it from a connected space, not just following into this mess that people are doing just to get a paycheck and sit up and see how corrupt they can get away with being. And I'm so sorry, my light is flickering here. I got a brand new set of lights that I haven't even taken out the box yet, but I've been trying to ride this one till the wheels fall off, and I think they're about to fall off, y'all. Anywho, now after the first ray of power, we have the second ray of wisdom. Oh, and I just realized we had the third ray of creative intelligence came here. We had the first ray, the second ray, the third ray, and then the fifth ray. What is the fourth ray? I'm interested to know now. Oh, they don't come in order like that. The third ray is creative intelligence. And it doesn't give, it may be somewhere in there, but paradigm shift was the fourth card. The second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you now to help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of this ray of light from the universe. The second ray of wisdom is the energy of the open and loving heart of the universe. It is inclusive, drawing all things toward it with an invisible magnetism. It is gifted to you at this time to help you attract into your life the people, opportunities, and teachings that will help you succeed in your life mission. This ray will help you focus your consciousness in your heart. It will bring to consciousness any unresolved matters of the heart for healing. This includes not only issues of relationship, but also any issues around trusting your heart to lead you. This ray will help heal your heart in an affirming and nurturing way. It said the challenge with this ray, given that it's so magnetic and attractive, is learning to discern and say no when you need to. Heavy, but in the opposite way. It's a lot to absorb because you probably didn't even know all of this was coming. But again, I have to be real. I'm coming to understand the collective I'm reading for. Hey, I trust the cards and I trust the message. So even if you don't know who you are yet, my cards don't lie. Congratulations. This is what awaits you. Like I said, this is your assignment should you choose to accept it. It's here for you. And I know you want to, because ain't nobody trying to stay in all that mess. You done came too far in your healing to ever go back to that. You ain't really got no choice but to go forward now. But it's more than you thought it was going to be. But the payoff is greater than you ever imagined also. The other side of this journey is literally like a spiritual jackpot. You ain't doing it for the jackpot. You just wanted to heal. But Spirit has heard you. And if you're obedient, you get your payday. Like you said, you take out the trash. We were talking about the city and the administrators seeing to it that the garbage collectors get paid. Well, Spirit sees to it that his obedient children that are willing to step into service, do this healing. And because here's the thing, even if you don't go into political office, even if you don't become some big guru, even if you don't do any of that stuff, by healing and balancing this energy, you feed powerful energy into the Christ consciousness grid on this planet. Like I said, that's good for Gaia, it's good for you, it's good for people you ain't never even gonna lay eyes on. That's your first and foremost work. Now, when you actually take intention and decide you want to get your paper right and your woman right and make some changes in the world, what you're going to do, like I say, you don't have to do any of this, but this Six of Pearls, Six of Pentacles, that is having enough to give and take. That is being my brother's keeper. It's humanitarianism, philanthropy. You ain't going to come through all of this and have all of that just so you can sit at the house on top of the hill and look down your nose at the peasants in the valley scripping and scraping. We don't roll like that in the spiritual community. We know this. All right, the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. The fifth ray of intellectual knowledge has come to you as a spiritual gift. You are being given the ability to find information you need, understand systems that impact your life, and find clarity in any issue that has seemed unclear or overwhelming. You shall sort the truth from the lies and learn what you need to know. The Archangel Raphael now assists you in integrating the blessings of the fifth ray. You are distilling a new truth. It might be the truth of discernment, where you realize the appearance of a person, group, or cause is misleadingly different to the inner reality. Discernment is incredibly important on the spiritual path, all the more so as you open up to work with energies, with teachers and teachings, and to sort out all issues in your life according to your spiritual principles. Discernment is not judgment, but it does allow you to make informed decisions based on frequency. When you choose to associate with people who are on a higher frequency, everyone benefits. If you choose to associate with people on a lower frequency than your own, you may feel your life moving more slowly, becoming harder than it needs to be. Discernment helps you navigate through illusions and find the real gems. It helps you step back from those who say they want to support you, but who actually just want to take and not give in return. The fifth ray helps you choose wisely and sever unhealthy connections. This ray also comes to you when there is more to something than meets the eye. There's more to you than meets the eye. Hold on. You will be given the power to discover and understand the truth. Wait until the truth clicks inside you. Until then, keep looking deeper until you unravel the mystery. The fifth ray will help you do so successfully. I don't have to finish that one. And then 28. Part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. The mind of a light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom in the same way that human bodies need food, water, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you've learned, you may end up confused or mentally exhausted. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or plotting when you are usually bright, you need some mental time out. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even then, rest is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectually oriented or highly creative people. Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning so that you grow not only in knowledge but also in wisdom. We have so much chatter around us in the world, and that's one of the things I've noticed lately. I used to want to keep music going when I'm reading, and I still like the meditation music in the background, and when I can remember to do it, I will, y'all, because I know you ain't just trying to hear just me. It does help to take the mind where it needs to, because when I listen to readings, I also follow along or pay attention to the meditative conversation that's happening as I'm listening to the reading, and I'm hoping you all are doing the same, because that's when you get the real application for your life. I can say anything here, but how you receive it, that's the quantum nature of tarot. So I really encourage people that always got to have a TV on, always got to have the radio on. Remember, again, no shade on any of that, but everything you expose your body to is some form of programming. You are a transmitting and receiving mechanism. You have to become more discerning about what and how often and how much you expose your body to those other frequencies, because like it or not, all that stuff out there ain't good for you. And even if it ain't bad for you, if it's distracting you from your spiritual connection, it's still not good for you. So balance is key. But you're finding it, and then we're going to go on out the door with these. The time is right with the Star Child. This is not your practice life. Decide. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart? Here we have courage and the universal laws and the spiritual decree. You create your own reality. What you want wants you to. What do you want to experience? With master healing, flames of desire and judgment, out of the woods, you've made it through. What newness is emerging? Time for you to decide. With it's time for a change, don't put it off any longer in this third ray of creative intelligence. You cannot make a mistake. There are infinite possibilities available to you. Where is your heart guiding you? And here with multidimensional, follow your vision and key of light, we have soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways that you never have before? With a wonderful surprise is coming, we had 2. Express yourself creatively. Start something new. What creative pursuit have you been feeling drawn to? And you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? And then with the Lotus awakens in these galactic souls, strength, 6 of Pearls, and Archangel Raphael and all of them. Rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? You are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, transcending. How can you invite more grace to guide you? Things are not what they seem. You are only trapped by your illusion. What freedom do you seek? And finally, back to the Lotus. There is strength in doing nothing. Wait. What have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? So Spirit is kind of saying part of the problem with the situation is you kind of trying to force some things. And I get it. We all want to see what we can do to fix a situation that ain't right. And men especially are problem solvers. They want to fix it. Sometimes the way to fix it is to let it go. And Spirit says, let them hold the wheel for a little while. Rest, recharge. Pay more attention to your spirituality with focus and a little dedication so that you can become the alchemist, creator, all of this, star child, healer that you're supposed to be. This is spiritual decree. And this, dear brothers, is your reading. This was beautiful. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for letting me share your energy and channel messages to you. If you like the way I read, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please give this video a thumbs up. We are trying to grow the channel and get the message out to people that can benefit from them. And if you found benefit in this, please consider sharing it with someone that you know that might be in need of this kind of encouragement, especially if yesterday's reading resonated with you. And if you know it might, share both of them. Because like you said, we can see the reality, but this is a beautiful other side of the story. I like the way this ends. So keep going. Don't lose hope. It's here for you to shape and manifest. And we'll come back and revisit and relook and fine tune and do the soul work until we get it. That's what we're here for. I love you so much, family. And until next time, peace and blessings to you. Namaste.